Hello, my name is Mr. Durham, and I'm your son or daughter's math teacher, either for Algebra Foundations 2 or for pre-calculus. Uh, Super excited to have all the students back in person this year. And so in this video, I'll talk a little bit about myself, about the class procedures, and ways that I and we can help your student be successful this year. So as I said, my name is Mr. Durham. I'm born and raised in Garden Grove, California. Went to Garden Grove High School before going to Berkeley for my undergraduate, where I majored in business, focusing in accounting. After Berkeley, I went to San Diego State University to do my master's in accounting, where after I finished there, I was working at KPMG as a CPA accountant. So teaching is actually my second career. I got into teaching by coaching basketball at my alma mater, Garden Grove High School, but this year I am a varsity assistant for the Sunny Hills men's basketball team. A lot of your students know that they can see me at different events, whether it's JV football, water polo, soccer, track and field, volleyball, you name it, the students have seen me in the stands supporting. As I said, I'm super excited to have students back in the class, and the students seem to be super excited. There's a lot of communication going on, and so that's a huge part of my classroom style. There's a lot of communication, it's very social, and I try to make math as enjoyable as possible. So as we walk around the classroom here, you can see some of the posters that are up, some positive, inspirational posters. This is a large part of our classroom, which is growth mindset. We spent a few days in the beginning of the year talking about growth mindset and how important it is, not only in math, but in school and in life in general. Here you can see the quote of the day, which is a major part of my class. All my students know we have a different quote of the day. And sometimes students ask to have input for their own one, and I do allow that. Here you can see our weekly calendar. So when students come into class, they know for the week what we're doing. I also put quizzes and tests up in advance on the calendar. And then over here we have our learning objectives. So the students know when they come into class what the learning goal is for the day. So that's a little bit of the classroom. Google Classroom is super important for our class. Everything that your student needs to be successful can be found on Google Classroom, whether it's homework, notes, quizzes, or other assignments. If for some reason your student is out, has to be absent, whether for one day or for an extended period of time, everything can be found on Google Classroom. And we are submitting probably 90% of our assignments on Google Classroom, even when they are working on them in physical paper. As I mentioned, growth mindset is super important. I encourage all the students to, as you can see behind me, focus on the word yet. So in math, in life in general, whenever you learn something new, there is a period in which failure sometimes may occur, and that's super important to the learning process. As far as grading goes, tests are 30 to 35% of our grade. The final is 15%, and the rest is classwork and homework. In Algebra Foundations 2, students can submit late work at any time throughout the year. In pre-calculus, students can submit late work for partial credit up to the end of the unit. The majority of our tests and quizzes this year will be online, but at times there will be in-person, physical tests. I try to keep Aries up to date by the week, so usually by the end of either Saturday or Sunday, all the grades from the previous week will be up to date, so that way you and the students know exactly where they stand. There is tutoring available in the math department, so on Tuesday and Thursday at lunchtime, as well as Wednesday after school from 3 to 3:30, there is a math teacher available to help your student in whatever subject they need help in. I'm also available before school and at lunchtime, and also during the class. It's super important that students know that I'm available to help. Also, I'm available to communicate with you. I love communicating with parents. whether they're just checking in or whether they want to have periodic updates about their students' progress or ways that we both can support them. I'm super excited for this year, looking forward to getting to know your student and hopefully you as well very closely. As always, you can email me at any time if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Nice to meet you. Hope we have a great year.